Hey moms and dads, Dr. Scott Haggerty back here with Elite Family Chiropractic. So one of the things that I think is super important that we talk about today is we talk about optimal brain development. One of the things that we all want for our kids as parents is we want our kids to really thrive in life. And one of the things that oftentimes is not really addressed is brain development. And one of the things that my wife and I struggled with early on with our little girl before we worked in pediatrics is she just wasn't developing to her potential, right? That's a big word, right? Her maximum ability to live the life that she should at full potential. She had a lot of struggles early on that were a result of her birth process, early stressors, and they started to build up over the course of her life until it got to a point where it was starting to cause her a lot of issues. When we changed everything we did in our practice, it was because we were able to have people to help us to get in, help her, and then get her on track to optimal development. Moms and dads, there's nothing more gratifying as a dad watching my little girl live the life that she was supposed to, and now my little boy, when we had already been trained to work with peds and help with development, to watch him live the life that he is supposed to. We get the privilege here in our practice now because of what we saw with our little girl to help kids to get back on track with neurological development, to help them to live the life they're supposed to. And one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about this is because we know what happens when a child or an adult gets adjusted. Every time that we do an adjustment, there's a stimulation to the part of the brain up here. It's called the cortex, where we live, right? Executive function, the thing that makes us humans, the main thing that makes us the most intelligent animals on earth is the development of this thing called the prefrontal cortex. Every time that a child gets adjusted, it stimulates the prefrontal cortex. But here's the amazing thing. The brain is what they call neuroplastic. Every time that you create a stimulation to the brain's job is to respond to it. It's kind of like the very first time that you guys rode a bike, right? You get on the bike the first time, you fall. Second time, and still not great, but a little better. But by the time you're out at 100 times, you're doing awesome. Probably do tricks and you've changed. Your brain changed, your brain rewired, your brain learned better ways to ride the bike. Well, here's the cool thing. When you want to talk about optimal brain development, every time that your child gets an adjustment, it stimulates optimum function in the brain, helping them to develop the way they should. We get a lot of parents that are come in for pregnancy care, and the very first thing that they do is when their baby is born, they bring them in to get adjusted. And you might ask yourself, why does a baby need adjusted? Well, because moms and dads, the same thing holds true for a baby. Birth process can be really hard, harder than what we oftentimes imagine on our children. And so when the moms and dads bring their kids in here, it's because they want to ensure optimum brain development from the beginning. Make sure there's no interference between their brain and their body, and that adjustment allows the brain and the body to be able to communicate, connect, and develop optimally. So if you have a child and your goal is just to make sure their life is as awesome as it can be, optimum brain development, do awesome in school, handle stress, stronger immune function, help them to thrive in this world, make sure that you get them in, get them checked, help them to get their nervous system to work at 100% so they can live the life that you intended for them, okay? This is Dr. Scott. God bless you guys. Be elite.